I always say this. Danger doesn't announce itself with a scream. It arrives quietly, politely, the way an unexpected guest stands at your door with a smile that never reaches their eyes. And sometimes, the real fear begins not when someone enters your home, but when you realize they never intended to leave. This is the case of Claire Donovan, age 31, a quiet, disciplined professional who lived alone in a meticulously organized apartment on the east side of the city. Her life was predictable, stable, and entirely under her control. At least, that is what she believed. On a cold Wednesday night in early November, Claire returned home from work. She noticed nothing unusual as she unlocked her door. The apartment was exactly as she left it, clean, orderly, silent. She made tea, changed clothes, and sat down at her desk to continue a project she needed to finish by the end of the week. She thought it was just another night of routine, but later, she would learn that someone else had been in her apartment before she arrived. And someone else would be inside it long after she fell asleep. But I am getting ahead of myself. At 10:47 p.m., Claire heard something. A soft, metallic click. Not loud, not alarming, but enough to interrupt her concentration. She paused. The sound came from the hallway near her bedroom, a place she had no reason to hear anything from. She waited. Silence returned. She told herself it was the building settling, or the heating system adjusting to the cold night. She dismissed it, unaware that this moment was the first small fracture in her sense of safety. At 11:21 p.m., she went to her bedroom, turned off the lights, and went to sleep. At exactly 3:06 a.m., she woke up with a strange feeling. Not fear, not anxiety, something else. A sense of being watched. She sat up slowly and scanned the room. No movement, no shadows out of place, no evidence that anything was wrong. She blamed the long week, the stress, the exhaustion. She fell asleep again. The next morning, Claire's toothbrush was damp. She hadn't used it yet. The kitchen cabinet she never touched in the mornings was slightly open. Her bedroom window, which she always locked, was locked, but the lock felt warm, as if recently handled. She noticed these things. She did not understand them yet, but she noticed. That evening, she stayed up later than usual, working deep into the night. At 1:13 a.m., she heard another sound, a quiet step, a shift of weight on her living room floor. She froze. For a full minute, she did not breathe. She waited for the follow-up noise. Nothing came. Fear breaks in two ways, suddenly or slowly. Claire's fear arrived slowly, the way cold water seeps into your clothes on a winter night. She stood up, walked calmly to the kitchen, picked up a knife, not because she believed someone was there, but because she believed that maybe she was losing her grip on reality. And a part of her preferred to hold something solid, something that made her feel in control. She searched the apartment, closet, bathroom, hallway, behind the shower curtain, under the bed. Nothing. No signs of forced entry. No misplaced items. The silence mocked her. But the next morning, the knife she placed on her nightstand was gone. That was the moment Claire accepted the truth. Someone was inside her home. Someone who moved quietly, someone who observed her closely, someone who understood her routine, her habits, her vulnerabilities. But the question was not how they entered. The real question was, why hadn't they left? Claire decided not to call the police yet. People behave strangely under stress, and she feared she would sound irrational. Instead, she altered her routine. She placed tiny pieces of paper on the floor, aligned objects in perfect straight lines, set traps that only she would notice if disturbed. Every morning, at least one object was slightly off. On the sixth night, Claire pretended to go to bed early. She turned off the lights, slipped into her bed, and forced her breathing to slow, to imitate sleep. At 2:19 a.m., she heard it. A door opening, soft steps, a faint rustle. She opened her eyes, just enough to see a silhouette moving through the darkness. A tall figure, slow and deliberate, walking toward her desk, touching her things. She watched as the figure leaned over her, studying her face for several seconds. She held her breath, keeping her body perfectly still. It felt like an eternity. After he left the room, she waited. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3. Then she got out of bed silently and followed him. She stayed far behind, watching the dark shape slide into the hallway closet. She listened to the click of the latch closing. The man was hiding in her closet. Not for minutes, not for hours, for days. Claire stepped back, her heart pounding. She understood now. The intruder was not breaking in every night. He was never leaving. He had been living inside her apartment, in silence, in shadow, watching her, studying her, learning her. She didn't run. She didn't scream. Instead, she walked out of the apartment with calm, deliberate steps. She went to the stairwell, grabbed her phone, and called the police. Her voice was steady, controlled, almost oddly composed. When officers arrived, they searched the apartment. They opened the closet and found a man curled inside, awake, staring at them with a blank expression. He did not resist. He did not speak. He simply smiled. Investigators later discovered his belongings hidden inside the walls. Small, personal items, food wrappers, notes written about Claire's habits, her schedule, the way she breathed when she slept. He had been there for nearly 3 weeks. His name was Daniel Ferris, age 34. No criminal record, no history of violence. A ghost in society. A man who lived in other people's homes without being detected. He never harmed them. He simply watched. Psychologists labeled him an opportunistic embedded voyeur with dissociative tendencies. But Claire saw him for what he truly was. A man who sought lives he could not form relationships with. A man who wanted to exist in someone else's world because he had no sense of his own. She moved out immediately. She never returned to the apartment. She never slept in darkness again. Now we reach the verdict. Claire's actions were rational. Her instincts were accurate. Her restraint prevented escalation. She preserved her safety without confrontation, which, given the intruder's psychological instability, may have saved her life. As for Daniel, his behavior reflects a severe collapse of boundaries and identity. His silence, his proximity to her while she slept, his need to live within her routine. These are signs of a fractured internal world, seeking meaning through parasitic attachment. He is not a monster, but he is not harmless. He exists in the shadows between obsession and oblivion. Verdict: Claire is not at fault. No one is ever at fault for protecting themselves from a stranger who chooses to erase the line between observer and inhabitant. Claire's caution was not paranoia. It was survival. And the truth is this: sometimes the person you fear most is not the one outside your door, but the one who is already inside, patiently waiting for you to fall asleep.